Hello everyone, let's take a look at the games that came out this week and see how they're sitting in the scores and what the initial player and critic thoughts have been. And if you want to see more videos like this in your feed, then be sure to subscribe to this channel for all the latest hype and gripe around upcoming games and new releases. The long-awaited S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2 Heart of Chornobyl has been out for a few days now, and the reception's been a mix of highs and lows. On Steam, it's sitting at a mostly positive score, while over on Metacritic, it's landed mixed to average reviews from critics, but users have it at generally favorable with their evaluation. And if you look at OpenCritic, it's got a fair rating, with players also scoring it a bit higher than with the critics. So what's the deal? Well, the discrepancy between critics and general audiences might stem from a massive day one patch and additional post-release hotfix that reviewers didn't get to experience right at launch. It's somewhat common for early review copies to differ slightly from the final build players get in week 1, and that difference is clearly reflected in the review scores here. That said, many players are finding plenty to love despite the early bumps. The atmosphere and survival mechanics have been standout highlights. The Chernobyl exclusion zone feels immersive and vast, with dynamic weather and a hauntingly detailed open world. Combat is satisfying, and the survival loop of scavenging, battling mutants, and fending off hostile factions has been a big hit. But as we mentioned, the launch hasn't been entirely smooth sailing. Performance issues such as crashes, bugs, and frame drops have frustrated some players. However, the developers have been transparent about these challenges and are actively rolling out patches. Their efforts, including meaningful quality of life improvements, are already making a positive impact. Despite these hiccups, the game has surpassed 1 million sales in just 2 days, showcasing the dedication of its fanbase. If gritty survival shooters are your thing, and you're willing to jump in regardless of performance, this one might be worth your time. Just be sure to keep an eye out for those updates. Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, the latest entry in the iconic series, currently holds a mostly negative rating on Steam, with tons of criticism largely directed at its technical issues and design choices. While some players have praised the game for its graphical updates and ambitious additions like career mode, many have expressed frustration with long load times, server instability, and numerous bugs. Common complaints include assets failing to load, AI issues, and a clunky control configuration system that has left flight peripheral users struggling to adapt. And the game's career mode has been described as promising but riddled with bugs that disrupt missions and penalize players unfairly. Reviewers also noted that the game's heavy reliance on cloud streaming causes frequent low bandwidth warnings, even for users with high internet connections. For many, the overall experience feels rushed and underdeveloped, with players suggesting that the new features could have been better implemented as an expansion for the 2020 version rather than a standalone title. Despite these setbacks, some fans have found enjoyment in its core flight experience, describing the updated visuals and challenges as engaging once the technical hurdles are cleared. Many agree, however, that the game needs largely significant updates before it can fulfill its potential. For now, it may be worth waiting for patches to address these issues before committing to the high price tag. Strinova, a free-to-play anime-style third-person tactical shooter, has garnered a mixed reception on Steam since its release. On the one hand, players commend its unique paper mode mechanic, which allows characters to switch between 2D and 3D forms, adding an innovative dimension to tactical gameplay and map interactions. And the game's anime aesthetics and character designs have also been well received. However, the implementation of region-locked servers has been a significant point of contention. Many players expressed frustration over the inability to play with friends across different regions, especially when that feature was available during the closed beta. Beyond the regional restrictions, other critiques include the game's gacha-based monetization system, which some feel relies too heavily on chance-based mechanics for cosmetic items. Additionally, the default control scheme has been described as unintuitive, causing frustration for new players, and the limited variety of game modes has left some seeking more diverse options for long-term engagement. While it faces challenges, Strinova shows promise as a tactical shooter with creative mechanics and an engaging aesthetic. With the developers actively addressing player criticisms and working on updates, there's potential for the game to refine its experience and broaden its appeal in the future. Luma Island has been making waves with a mostly positive rating on Steam. This cozy life sim adventure game combines exploration, crafting, and puzzle solving with a choose-your-own-path profession system, allowing players to farm, mine, fish, or adventure as they see fit. The game shines with its relaxing atmosphere, infinite inventory, lack of time constraints, and engaging exploration. Players have praised the charming visuals, seamless multiplayer for up to 4 players, and the absence of hunger or stamina bars, which makes gameplay feel smooth and stress-free. However, feedback highlights some grind-heavy mechanics, particularly with resource gathering and crafting. Some players also feel that combat is a bit underwhelming, with tough enemies and a limited weapon system to keep things interesting. Other critiques point to a lack of detailed maps and some performance hiccups, especially in villages or on lower-end systems. Overall, Luma Island offers a chill, expansive experience that fans of cozy games will likely adore. While some rough edges exist, its strong core gameplay and unique design make it a solid addition to the genre. Players looking for a relaxing adventure with friends or solo should probably give this one a shot. Alaloth, Champions of the Four Kingdoms has officially left early access and is now in its full release. Currently sitting at a mostly positive rating on Steam, this isometric action RPG offers a unique blend of Souls-like combat and tactical exploration set against a richly detailed fantasy backdrop. Players have praised the game's beautifully crafted environments, which are reminiscent of the Infinity Engine era, and its fast-paced, challenging combat. However, some have noted the lack of traditional RPG elements like character leveling and deeper quest variety, which may not align with all expectations. The game's unique approach, including its board game-like structure and high replayability, along with its different races and builds available, has definitely found its audience. If you're looking for an unconventional isometric RPG experience with striking visuals and a touch of old-school charm, Alaloth may be worth a look. Towers of Aghasba just released into early access and is currently sitting at a mixed rating on Steam, with players praising its stunning visuals, distinctive art style, and evocative music that craft an immersive environment. The concept of restoring ecosystems and witnessing the world revolve around you has been described as rewarding and innovative. However, common criticisms focus on its clunky controls, such as the radial menu and limited inventory space, repetitive gameplay loops, and the restrictive co-op mode that feels somewhat incomplete. Many players found the early game overly grindy, with fragile tools and resource scarcity slowing progression. But despite these issues, the developer team has been highly responsive, rolling out frequent hotfixes and engaging with the community, leaving hope that future updates will unlock its full potential. Papa's Pizzeria Deluxe rekindles the charm of Flipline Studios' classic flash game series, a nostalgic favorite for players who grew up on the studio's browser-based hits. With updated visuals and expanded features, the game has already earned an overwhelmingly positive rating on Steam. Fans are celebrating the game's faithful recreation of the original's addictive formula while also introducing modernized gameplay. Orders come faster, customers are more demanding, and the pace of the kitchen creates a delightful balance of chaos and satisfaction. And seasonal toppings like eggnog sauce and pecan crust add quirky twists, though they've sparked some mixed reactions. The critiques players have had are somewhat minor. A handful of players feel customer satisfaction drops too fast without upgrades, and a few mini-games don't seem to hit the mark for everyone. However, with smooth performance and an absence of major bugs, this polished update has cemented its place as a nostalgic treasure. Whether you're a returning fan or new to the Papa series, Papa's Pizzeria Deluxe delivers a slice of childhood joy with a generous topping of modern fun. The Devil Within Satgat, a 2.5D action-adventure platformer, is currently sitting at a very positive rating on Steam as it leaves early access. Players are praising its dark, immersive storytelling and atmospheric visuals, which draw heavily on horror and psychological thriller elements. The game's combat system, which blends melee and range mechanics, has been lauded for its depth and satisfying counterattacks, while its Metroidvania-inspired exploration offers rewarding progression through skill trees and upgrades. However, some players have expressed concerns about clunky movement, inconsistent environmental interactions, and a need for refinement in parry and dodge mechanics. Despite these minor critiques, the game seems to deliver a captivating experience that appeals to fans of Metroidvania and Souls-like genres. Dungeon Clawler is currently in early access and holds a very positive rating on Steam, with players praising its unique combination of roguelike deck building and arcade-inspired claw machine gameplay. Players have celebrated the game's vibrant graphics, satisfying strategic depth, and high replayability. The claw mechanic adds a creative twist, letting players grab items and build their deck while navigating procedurally generated dungeons. The game's smooth performance across platforms, including Steam Deck and mobile, have also been widely appreciated. However, feedback includes a desire for more streamlined pacing during claw animations, and additional content such as achievements and unlockable features to expand the long-term appeal. Some have noted difficulty spikes that can feel punishing, though many see this as a part of the game's core challenge. Whether you're a fan of roguelikes, deck builders, or quirky arcade-inspired mechanics, Dungeon Clawler offers a fresh and addicting experience with plenty of potential for its future development. Mercury Abbey is celebrated for its visually stunning pixel art aesthetic and atmospheric design, and is currently receiving very positive reviews on Steam. This adventure game combines light puzzle solving with exploration, immersing players in a richly detailed world. Fans particularly enjoy the charming characters and the accessible puzzles, which provide a satisfying but casual challenge. While the game is widely praised, some players have pointed out occasional technical issues such as frame rate drops and minor bugs. And the story, though engaging, has been described as somewhat predictable or rushed in places. But despite these critiques, Mercury Abbey delivers a cozy and visually captivating experience, making it a standout choice for fans of narrative-driven adventures. Once Alive has received praise for its visually stunning graphics, immersive atmosphere, and emotional storytelling, and is currently enjoying very positive reviews on Steam. This short walking simulator delivers an evocative post-apocalyptic experience, drawing comparison to games like Everybody's Gone to the Rapture. Players appreciate its polished presentation and unique art design, but some note occasional issues with textures loading and exaggerated character animations. The gameplay leans heavily on exploration and narrative, with a playtime of around 2 to 3 hours. While not without its technical quirks, it offers a heartfelt and engaging journey, making it a solid recommendation for fans of narrative-heavy games. Loco Motive, a comedic point-and-click adventure, is currently sitting with a very positive rating on Steam. The game invites players to unravel a murder mystery full of charm, wit, and eccentric characters. Fans have praised its nostalgic homage to classic adventures like Monkey Island, combined with modern sensibilities. The pixel art, humorous writing, and outstanding voice acting have been widely celebrated, with many reviewers highlighting the game's engaging dialogue and lively animations. Critics on Metacritic and OpenCritic echo this sentiment, emphasizing its sharp humor and memorable characters. However, some puzzles have drawn criticism for being overly obtuse, and a few technical bugs have been noted. Despite this, Loco Motive has been described as a love letter to the golden age of point-and-click adventure games, making it a standout for fans of the genre. Well friends, that's a wrap for the releases this week. What did you think of the titles? Have you played any of these games already? And which of these games might you pick up now that the scores are out and the feedback is in? Share all of your thoughts in those comments below. Don't forget to give this video a like if you liked it, and we'll see you in the next one.